Are you ready for Undertale Yellow? Thanks for indulging me as I talked about video game music licensing last stream. I'd forgotten I'd done that until I timestamped it today, and I was like, oh, Lauren. That's okay. That was the field that I worked in for a while, and that is the field that is a big part of my hobby in my life, so yeah. A rootin' tootin' Undertale fan game ending. That's right. We're here. Continue. The music sounds ominous and important because this being about to go to the end of the game supersedes, that's the right word, right? That's the word I'm looking for, right? Supersedes the music that normally plays here. This is an ominous version of Martlet's theme, isn't it? She's very adorable. So I do kind of wonder whether this game is going to address why so many of these characters are not people that we meet. Obviously, Frisk's journey takes them in different directions. You didn't think we were just gonna go right where we're supposed to go, right? You didn't think we weren't gonna just talk a little bit at the beginning, did you? Surely not. This is really ominous music. But I wonder, because like some of these locations are the same. Hotland has some of the same maps. I recognize the hotel here. Just a regular wall, right? Oh, could I have gone through there if I didn't have Martlet? Oh, Lauren, did you mess up? Oh, look, her feathers are here to show you this is the way that you're supposed to go. Well, if I missed optional content because I didn't explore thoroughly enough and talk to the walls. Oh, okay. This is Sans's thing. Yeah, but I wasn't sure if there was a thing that was happening in this game. Anyway, I do like that they visually cue you to know this is the path to take to get to Martlet, just in case you were stuck. Probably because some people don't notice the dark in the background here, so they've got these bright blue high contrast things here. To visually indicate to you, oh right, I'm supposed to meet up with Martlet on the roof. I wonder how I do that. But it is interesting to me that some of these locations Frisk goes to and some of these characters Frisk meets, but there's a large percentage of the cast that Frisk never meets, and a number of like the locations here they've completely created, and we don't hear about them in Undertale proper, let alone go there. And I'm wondering whether there's going to be a story-related reason for that, or if we just assume that, yes, of course there's more to the underground than Frisk happens to wander into. There's different paths. There are strange reasons why Clover winds up where they go, like things crash, they fall off of stuff. They fall off of stuff a lot. There's a lot of falling down in this game. I don't know. We'll see. I could see rationale for either of those. We'll see what they've chosen. I'm doing all right, actually. I'm having a decent day. It's been a very stressful work week. We've got some deadlines imminent, and things are not going according to plan. But I mean, I really like my coworkers and my boss, so it's fine. And otherwise, like, some things are going well in my life, so it's good. Yeah, well, like, no, but it is clear that the underground is bigger than what we see in Undertale proper, and that's to be assumed about a location. But I wonder if additionally there's going to be some reason why some of these people, like Martlet, for example, she's one of the guards. One might assume that she would show up, or someone would mention her, or something like that. Not a given. People don't talk about every single person they know all the time. But I'm wondering, like, they could get away with the underground is just bigger. These people just don't show up. But I wonder if they're going to do something else for at least some of the characters in addition to that. So we'll see. And like, I wonder how many boss monsters are there. Like, I know that the thing that Ceroba is going to be doing is creating a new boss monster. Like, be allowing anybody to become a boss monster, I believe, is what this final research was supposed to be. It's interesting to pull a boss monster out, and to wonder like how many others are there then besides Asgore and Toriel. I don't know. I wouldn't have thought to put another one. That is not a story direction that would have ever occurred to me. Oh, I can talk. Hold on, we gotta talk. Let's do this. There's no more time to waste. We got this. Yeah, but you gotta tell me where I'm supposed to go. You gotta tell me where I'm supposed to go. Okay, you can't run on the roof. Clover is too safety conscious for that, I suppose. Alright, how do I go where I'm going again? Where was I supposed to go? Oh, shoot. Ah, okay. She's gonna tell me. New home is north of here. We need to head that way. Okay, fine. I did it wrong. Okay. Are you flying us, Martlet? I'm not quite sure what we're supposed to do here. I'll figure it out. Hi, Chrono. Yes, I see you're on a 3-stream watch streak. Oh, do I go up through here? Core currently under maintenance. I feel like I'm overlooking something that should be obvious because it's been a week. But at least it hasn't been 2 months this time, so it could be worse. How are you doing, folks, by the way? Let's talk to this lady. Oh, hey! The elevator to New Home seems to be free at the moment. Ah, okay. I'd use this opportunity to chase after the two friends you were looking for. That's the plan, thank you! And please tell them not to be so reckless in my establishment. Stress is at the residence. If you don't mind, the complex is quite busy today. I need to attend to other guests. I guess I've got some good items. Good. Oh man! I said the front desk attendant to give you a pointer. May. Amazing! I have been playing Ring Fit lately, which is good because I've actually finally had the stamina to do that, and that feels good. I might do some more because we've been having a heat wave here in Toronto, so I'm not going outside, so I might do Ring Fit so that I can get a little bit of exercise in. Yeah, I guess there's a heat wave all across the northern parts of. Oh, it's dark in here. Oh, the light turned on. Here we are, the big city. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure a human has ever walked these streets. Who's to say, though? Not a whole lot is known about those previous treks. Interesting. Yeah, I was wondering, like, you know in theory that New Home was a city, I guess, but like it never really registered for me that it was a city other than just like, well, there's the house there. And yes, the sprite work is very detailed. A map of your current location sits above the bench. Okay, so I assume that the red is you are here and that those two green dots probably mean that there is elevators. And I assume that the green thing is probably where I'm supposed to go or something. The underground is so much larger than you imagined. No, I'm trying to look at the bench. That background, though. Sturdy park bench. You spot a discarded bag of potato chips under the bench. See? Discarded food. That's great. A good little gremlin. Take it, yes. Not enough space. Okay, hold on. We're gonna put something in the bag. I guess I'll put my ice water in the bag. I got the chisps. Now, Charles, I know you've had a long day, but if the dishes in the sink aren't done, we can't eat dinner. Don't even think about heating up a TV dinner instead. Those do not have the nutrition my hubby needs to get big and strong. Okay. Oh my, we've been quarreling so long it's way past dinner time now. I suppose we'll have to invent a fourth meal of the day. Schminner. Oh, I love the sound of that already. Schminner time. I ought to go into entrepreneurship, don't you think, Charles? I'll invent many useful things, like a new attitude for you. Oh. Can't a guy catch a break? They put me in doc review all afternoon. I can barely move my fingers, let alone lather them in your weird soap. What's up with that anyway? What's wrong with soap from the store? I can't even pronounce half the ingredients on that bottle by the sink. Oh my god, eucalyptus? Nope, I can't do it. I just can't. It's funny because usually when people make a big fuss about I can't pronounce it, it's because it's like the scientific name of something, the Latin name. That it's eucalyptus that he can't say, which is a plant. So it's usually, it's unnatural because I can't pronounce the names on the bottle. So that's a fun little play against expectations. Are we even at the right station? Darn it all, I think we took the wrong elevator. See what happens when I'm stressed? I knew we should have moved to Hotland. Should have trusted my gut. This wouldn't have happened with their respectable elevator system. Yeah, I know there's a map over there. But I'm too angry to improve our situation. Oh, that's relatable. You know what that's like, you know? When you're like, man. When you're like, I think I will make things worse for myself on purpose because I'm mad that things are bad. Yes. They have captured a human experience. Whew. Oh, I just got a notice on my phone that we have a severe thunderstorm warning coming, so that's cool. Hold on, let me make sure that's not gonna happen. Wow, that's gonna be pretty intense, but I don't know when it hits. So, okay, well, if I disappear, that's why. Okay. Anyway, this is very relevant. Okay, so what happens if I go into the other elevator? Oh. Nothing, I see. Curse you, people who aren't Toby Fox. Getting in the way of my ability to be sidetracked. Yet, unfortunately, we're gonna have a bit of a slowdown playing this just because since I don't have access to Twitch chat, I suppose I could get my iPad and then I could close my browser and that would actually probably make my computer less sad. Do you mind if I do that? I'm so sorry, folks. I wasn't expecting OBS to not allow me to put my account back after I streamed the concert. All right, give me just a sec. Be right back, folks. Hi, Sophie. All right, well, I set that up. You can admire the cuteness of this cat. Isn't she adorable? Don't you want to give her a snuggle? She's a good baby. Okay. No. Come on, thing. That's why we have multiple screens. You never know when you need it. Sophie time. Oh, baby girl, don't go just yet. I need them to see your cuteness. Okay, hold on. I can do this. Let's see, so I have my channel? Oh, I could manage my live stream from my phone. Chat. Oh, hey, it's working. Sweet. Okay, hold on just a second, folks. We're gonna do this. It's done. Wait, no, it's not done. Hold on. Okay. Now it's done. I can see what you're saying here. And I see that somebody at least is going to be snuggling a kitty by proxy. I hope that kitty gets so snuggled and is so happy. All right. Back to video game time. Huh. I expected a lot more citizens. Little eerie when no one's around. Did they know that a human is coming and they're evacuating just in case? Hi, Sophie. Yes, are you gonna sit there? What are you gonna do, baby? Are you gonna sit in the hot spot next to my laptop and be all warm and toasty and overheat my laptop? Yes, she is. What a good baby. Cats. Oh, baby, don't lay on my laptop. Please, that's too much. Okay. What is this? Is that was like normally a storefront, but the light is off. That's where somebody sells bottles. That's where Link comes in. Let's see. Sophie! Despite a lack of visible construction, the cones obstruct your path. Okay. Oh, so a non-cat who was raised by cats. That's pretty charming. You know, that means, is it a dog? Maybe he's a guy. If he was raised by cats, then he has cat culture, so he can count as a cat. That counts. Of course, flowers. We gotta have lots of flowers because... Hi, Sophie. Yes, that's your tail. It's very cute. Okay, what are these? I see there's more city that way. Here's a building. Shall we go into this building? It is rather late, isn't it? Narrows down the locations they could have gone at least. Okay, that's where I came from. This one has a clock. They seem to all have variations on the crest. Ah, Clover is not rude enough to just barge on in. Trash! You dig around the bin and find a bottle of sizzling soda. Take it? Yes. Do humans often eat from the garbage? Shoot, I could have left a trash bag out in Snowden as a lure. I'm only joking, of course. I can't judge anyone's culinary preferences after today. Not enough space. Amazing. Okay, hold on. I should probably use my healing items so that this doesn't happen, but let's get the sizzling soda. You got some adult soda. Ooh, what makes it adult? Prepare yourselves. Heals question mark HP. A transparent liquid with no smell. So is it booze? Is this booze? Is this like vodka? I don't think vodka has an odor particularly. Tequila sure does. My dad likes tequila. He likes the stinky stuff. Oh man, I wonder if you can get Clover drunk. That would be very irresponsible. You should not do that. Clover's like 10. Oh, they've got a plant in there. I want to go there. Oh, it's like a cafe. Oh, I want to go there. I like how you can't go to that place. But these different pieces, like, it paints a picture. Like, oh, maybe this is like a B&B type situation or something like that with like a nice little cafe on the roof or something like that. And there's a bell tower in town. Like, sort of making it feel a little more lived in so that it feels more eerie that it's abandoned. And so that you can believe that, yes, actually a lot of monsters do live here. I'm pretty sure they've evacuated. They're told everybody to stay inside. Unless, like, Ceroba, like, killed everybody or something like that. And I feel like we're probably not gonna have a repeat of that city from that Suikoden. I won't say any more details in case you plan on playing that game, but there is a case where an entire city gets murdered all at one go. We're gonna play Eiyuden next, folks, by the same writers, Suikoden. Aren't you excited? I don't actually know exactly what to expect from that. I can't even go there. No, it's not specifically Luca Blight. Exactly. Alright, let's look at this closed. Can I dig around and get ice cream from this ice cream? Oh no, I'm closed! Wait, who's talking? Is the ice cream cart talking to me? Yes, do not pursue Lubu. Man, I really like Dynasty Warriors. Come back bright and early for a scoop of ice cream. Okay. Maybe the sign says that. This says hearts. Oh, there's a save point. That's ominous. Okay, maybe people in... Wait, hello, there's somebody there. Look. Do you see? Do you see this person on the roof watching? Up there? Who are you, friend? I don't think that's somebody that I've met. That's a nice touch. They've technically evacuated. They're technically off the streets, but you can still see their presence. Okay, so maybe eating on the roof is what people do in New Home. Oh, hi, Matt. I haven't listened to the soundtrack of the Thousand Year Door remake yet. I do like electric guitar. That's not why people have been telling me that I would like the remake a lot. There was somebody I was talking to as a prospective bandmate who asked if we could do Thousand Year Door music. I'm just really excited about that, so I could walk that way. Oh, hold on. Oh my gosh, hold on. Sorry, my chat window thingy closed. It's broken! No, you can't do this to me. I need to be able to see what chat is saying. My channel. My channel. My channel. My channel. Okay. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Ah, I see you folks now. Okay. Sweet. Now it shouldn't go into something. I don't know. Alright, we're gonna knock on this door. Let's see, did I already talk to her here? Huh. I expected a lot more citizens. Okay, yeah, I did have her, she did talk. Okay. Well, look. So I can save here. Hi, Flowey. New home. This looks awfully like where I'm supposed to go, and the save point is right in front of it. So naturally, I've played a video game. Haven't you? Maybe you haven't. Let's keep going, Clover. I think I changed my voice for her. I think this elevator goes to the castle. Probably the last place Ceroba would run to. Let's keep searching this area for now. Okay. Alright, fine. Cramp my style. Are you ready for a major showdown? Gosh, I hope Starlo doesn't get killed. I like him. He's he's a likable, interesting character with a good amount of depth, who's trying to do the right thing. Who's mostly been trying to do the right thing. Trying to give people something to live for. Oh. Oh. That looks like blood to me. I don't know whose blood, but that's not good. All right, well, this isn't ominous at all. ... She suspects something's wrong. Okay, well, I guess we're going to have to hope that maybe our friends are not dead. They did not kill each other. I really want Starlo to not be dead because I like him. So hold on, sorry, I have to mute this thing. It's messing up. Okay, chat. Can I just see chat? Monsters can't bleed? Oh, should I hide chat? I don't know. I feel like it's one thing if we're playing like a, I mean, they turn to dust if they die, but if you hit them, does dust come? Look. The only monster I ever fought, like hit, was Asgore, and I couldn't see his dust through my tears. Okay? So like, sorry, I'm following chat. So if I'm playing a proper Undertale Deltarune game, I'll usually stop looking at chat during the end sequence of the game. There's usually a lot of people during those games, and they're not necessarily the regulars. Can I trust you? Are you gonna be good? Will you be good, folks? Would you spoil the ending of Undertale Yellow for me? Why would you do such a thing? Monster's allergic to dust. I'm allergic to dust. It is no good. All right. Yes, the thing is, I trust you folks to be good, and the mods are here, and Chrono is here to annihilate any evildoers. Actually, no. Oh, but if it's not blood, what is it? She says, "I see them," and she just jumped in front of me protectively. This way. What? Oh, it's cherry blossoms. It's cherry blossoms, I think, fallen from that tree. This is visually striking to have the grayscale with very limited colors. And then you've got your, like, the characters stand out and the petals stand out, which is interesting because, you know, petals, flowers, very significant in Undertale and in this game particularly, given the presence of Flowey, which I wonder what Flowey's going to be up to. You know, we have multiple things going on here. We have, sorry, we'll continue with the story. I want to say it's interesting to me that we have Asgore's quest to gather all of the human souls, and we have Flowey's attempt to get Asgore killed, and we have Ceroba's efforts to follow Shujin's legacy. And I'm curious how these things are going to connect. Because on some level, I feel like Flowey's just going to fail here. We're obviously we don't kill Asgore. So like, I think on some level, I'm kind of disregarding what Flowey's up to because I'm like, well, he's got his shenanigans, but like, I'm pretty sure that we're going to get killed or self-destruct or whatever prior to Flowey's dreams coming to fruition. We'll see what happens. We'll see if it's unreasonable for me to like, have made that assumption. But because like, I mean, they could tie all three of those things together, but I feel like Asgore, I don't think there's room for Asgore in this story. I think we're going to get killed before we can go to Asgore and before Flowey can do his thing. I think that this confrontation is significant, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get some other like Flowey morph. I don't know. All right. Ceroba looks distressed. I'm sure we can negotiate her down from this, but worst comes to worst, we might have to retreat. Tactically, of course. Let's listen in. Just leave me to my own devices, Star. Ceroba, I don't know what you're saying. Please calm down. I must go to the lab. It's where Kanako is being kept. I have to get there by any means necessary. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Don't get in my way. Or what? You'll kill me? Hey! Oh man, they were gonna have a moment. They might have had like a dramatic showdown. They turned their backs away, which is how you know that like a duel might happen. Draw your guns and your magical girl staff. Clover and I, we watched the tapes. You need to let this go. If not... Why are you here, Clover? You're supposed to be back home. No, thank you for finding me. Makes things easier. If I were you two, I'd leave Clover here and forget about this. It might not make sense to you, but it's for the best. Cut the self-righteous act, will you? Just stop it. We can turn this around, Ceroba. You said it yourself that Kaneko is alive. Let's just find her and go back to our normal, happy life. Alive? But she's fallen down. That means she's not alive, right? That's the whole reason why they could be sent to the lab, was because it's like, well, they've fallen down, so we might as well see if this can give us a chance to fix them. Oh my god, Chrono, she's made lots of friends and they're really close. Happy life. That's rich. I lied about Kaneko Star. I had to. What? Falling down is practically a death sentence. Unless a miracle takes place at the lab, there's no hope for her. I'm trying to make the best of what I can, okay? This is all I know to do at this point. Kaneko is a boss monster. She is the key to finishing Shujin's work. This is his legacy, his plan for the future. Monster kind's only hope for survival. Don't you speak for him? You've seen the tapes, right? Do you honestly think this is what he wanted? Kaneko wasn't supposed to be a factor in this. If he were here, the Chujin I know would... The Chujin you knew. You knew nothing of him. No, Martlet's right. We might have had some differing views, but Shujin was kind to everyone. And I know you are as well. It's just that right now I don't understand you. When I fought Clover, I was reckless. But when you want their soul, it's for the best. Not only Clover's, but the soul of your own. Shut up. You think I don't know how far gone I am? And where's this high horse coming from? Sounds to me like we're in this pit together. Ceroba, please. Just get out of here and let me finish what I started. You can't have Clover. We are going to Asgore, and that's that. Don't you dare. Martlet, grab Clover. I'll keep Ceroba at bay. Go, now. Son of a... They had a really strong mental image of what they wanted this place to look like. They wanted this encounter to be really cool looking and really epic looking in a way that is very distinct to their game and very different from the original. And they have succeeded. Man. I hope she didn't just kill my friends. That sure was quick. Like, both of them. Like, the fact that Martlet was just instantly, like, grab Clover, go away. And Starlo leaping to their defense, like, it says a lot about who those two are. Well, Clover, I'm sorry for what I've done. I almost wish you never showed up in the Wild East. Maybe then I could have continued to bury my sorrows in the saloon. But now, I must follow through with my mission. I've somehow grown to respect the hell out of you, but at the end of the day, You're naive. There is so much you don't understand about monsters. But did you think you'd jump down here and find them? 5 humans living out their lives unharmed? That isn't how it works. I'm guessing you discovered that truth, right? Then what? Was your and Martlet's plan to storm Asgore's castle for revenge? Or was it simply to plead for a free ticket back to the surface? He only needs 2 more souls to shatter the barrier. Wouldn't hesitate for a second to make that one. To make that one. But who am I to criticize how he carries out business? Here I am about to do the very same thing. I am a hypocrite, a liar, sure. But at least I, with Chujin's guidance, can save countless monster lives. These 2 couldn't understand that, and Asgore... I do not like that past tense. Asgore is a coward. Didn't believe in my husband at all. He thinks problems will just disappear if he closes the curtains. I long for freedom as much as anyone, but he doesn't consider what will happen once he gets his souls. Everyone else, too. They all believe victory will come easy, but the humans I've heard of... So she's concerned that if Asgore lets us out onto the surface, the humans are going to annihilate us. So she's creating a super weapon. All monster kind, a super weapon, so they can take out the humans. Oh dear. They are powerful, ruthless. As soon as we try to leave, they will stuff us right back into this hellhole. They want our misery to fester until we give up and die out. I am no better than Asgore on a scale of morality, I'm sure of it. But what I am is proactive. Monsterkind is worth protecting, so I will see that it is done. Truthfully, it's an understandable. Like, you can see where she gets that idea from. You can see where she makes that connection. You can see how she justifies and rationalizes that. I have nothing left in life, so I've made peace with throwing it away. You'll fight back, but you can't forever. Goodbye. Oh, the animation is really pretty. Sorry, folks. We gotta listen to this for a minute. I like the multiple segments they've got going on. Guitar, of course. I'm sorry. They use their drums really well in this song. So they have a really clear vibe of what they want. And aesthetically, musically, they've nailed it. This is not a victorious battle, nor is this the grand tragedy of facing Asgore in the original. There's something sad and wrong and yet also righteous about facing her in this. So it's like, it's an interesting choice for a final boss theme if this is the final boss and not the penultimate boss, which is possible. It's really good. And the look on her face, the care that they've taken with the animation, really, I really do appreciate and respect what they've done. They could have just stuck to, it's impossible, yes. They could have just stuck to emulating Toby Fox's intentionally bad animations. And I respect their decision not to do that, because the way that they take their characters and their stories seriously is a bit different. And so what they've chosen to do aesthetically with their very detailed animations and very cool, genuinely cool looking characters, is very consistent and very true to somebody's vision who isn't Toby Fox. And that's cool. They've truly made this their own. Also, I love that both Ceroba and Starlo are like dorky weirdos who are also absolutely amazingly cool and badass simultaneously. That's really neat, and not in the way that Undyne is, in a way that is unique to the flavor of this game. It's cool. All right, are you ready to die to her? Let's see what happens. Let's see how this goes. Let's check her. Legacy not to be forgotten. That, it seems like a really high number of attack and defense. Oops. Oh. Okay. Negotiate? You try to talk to Ceroba, but her attention is impenetrable. She is in the zone. The zone of murdering children. Ceroba, you're a mother. So we have Toriel, Asgore, and now Ceroba. All these three different characters who are trying to do something out of some form of compassion. That's at least part of their motivating factor. Like, they're trying to take care of someone. I like it. Oh, flowers. Okay, hold on. Oh, what? No! Oh my god! Okay, we're gonna have some trouble here. Ceroba tries to ignore the condition of her friends. I like this direction. She does care. I mean, Martlet kind of considered her husband like a foster father figure. Like, that is going to imply a potential connection there, you know? I don't know that they knew each other. I try and remember, it's been a while. But at the very least, that is a connection that she would care about. And she and Starlo are close and have a lot of history. So their presence here reminds her that what she's doing isn't just an anonymous, faceless act of violence against somebody who doesn't matter. She's like, if the two of you will just leave, it can be like this never happens. I'll just kill this child doesn't count. But their presence here reminds her that she is consciously choosing to do this. She has been asked to stop. People she loves have tried to stop her. And she is continuing, she's persisting in her action. She is actively choosing to do so. People don't like being reminded about the fact that they actually do have some power over their own reactions and their own actions and the consequences that come from that. It's very relatable, very human. Alright, let's try to calm her. Or maybe this is going to be calming me. We'll see. You take a breath. The world seems to slow, but only for a moment. I wonder if that's actually going to... No. Oh! That's not good. I'm just gonna eat a lot of food here. Ceroba wipes sweat from her brow. I got a scowl. I'm a cowboy, gender neutral. You look up at Ceroba, enraged by what she's done. Oh shit! Shoot! She became scarier. Oh no! She caught me! Ah! She caught me again! I'm having some trouble. A chilling breeze envelops the area. I do like that though. Clover has befriended these two as well. Clover cares about Starlo and Clover cares about Martlet. And it's like, how could you have harmed these two? Alright, I'm gonna try to calm down again. You take a breath. The world seems to slow, but only for a moment. Why? Ceroba tries to, okay, yeah. I'm gonna keep calm. Why won't you die? Ah! Oh, okay. Ah, shoot, I need to remember. Ah! It's because I got a questionable injection from a shady doctor in the back alley of a Wild West LARP town. So, yeah. Alright, calm. Why? Ah, shoot, one of them got me. The battle continues. If I don't succeed, it's over. Oops. I just walked right into that one. Oh, shoot. Alright. Try to negotiate. Die! I'm really glad I have easy mode. Just die. She looks crazed. That was really cool and really effective. You see her go unhinged in her face before you see the wild swinging to murder you. And then Clover finally fights back. Like, you have no choice. That's not you choosing to do that. That's Clover. ... So it's come to this. My last resort. For Shujin. For Kaneko. What are you doing? I don't think you should do that. Whatever that is, I really don't think you should do that. Are you going to transform into your final boss form? Is that going to turn you into the ultimate Ninetales? And then you can't come back and you're gone forever? Please do not. You could come back from this. Your friends would rehabilitate you. For the future of monster kind. Oh. Oh! I did notice that this song was entirely electric guitars. She's really cool looking and really hard. I have no bullet hell skills to speak of. Did you hear that little lone whistle? Like that tiny presence of Starlow in her theme? I'm distracted by the guitars. I was distracted from the guitars by the game. Now I'm distracted from the guitars, or from the game by the guitars, so. How can I be expected to bullet hell in these conditions? The guitars are harmonizing. My weakness. Okay, now I can talk. Now I can fight. If you are a bullet hell person, are her patterns really cool? Because they seem like they might be. Okay. Like, it's... Okay, so there have been... I'm sorry, we're taking a moment to talk about gameplay. You hear it. That's what that is. That's the whistle of Starlow's theme. That's the tiniest, faintest reminder of her friendship and where she comes from and what she is turning her back on. I'm sorry. I think that might be my favorite thing about this song, and there's all those electric guitars. So that's saying something. No. So I have complained about the bullet hell sections in this game and how difficult and complicated they are and how I can't make sense of them. In her case, they're beautiful. They're artistic. There's something exquisite about the appearance of her patterns. Even if there's... I'm so glad there's easy mode in this game. Alright. Mayhem has been unleashed. And everything is red. I'm trying to remember. Do I have any light healing? Why do I still have the booze? You should be able to use the booze and have her be like, "You're too young to drink that." Mother power is activated and she loses her turn against you. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. What's the worst that can happen? I die and we have to do this again? We'll do this before the story gets more intense. So basically before this fight progresses past this, let's see what happens when Clover gets illegally drunk as an underage drinker. Adult soda. You take a sip out of the adult soda. ... Tastes like... Oh my god, it's the opposite of the bottled water that's actually full of clear booze. Amazing. Amazing. Alright, well, I'm gonna get drunk on H2O. I don't know what that does, but it's a thing I can do. So like, if you ever need to murder me in a video game, you know how. All right. I'm sorry I can't shut my mouth and stop talking, but I love that Clover and Frisk, despite having some similarities in how they're presented and their situation, they are very different people. Like, Frisk is, like, depending on how you play them, but the true pacifist version of Frisk, which, for me, that's truly Frisk. Otherwise, there's a dark influence. But Frisk is this playful, goofy, silly child who does wacky stuff. And it's not that nothing is ever wacky in this game, but Clover is very definitely a much more serious kid. And we may never get their full backstory, although I'm sure AO3 is there for me if I want to see what people think about it. Or I could make something up and write Undertale Yellow fanfic. You never know. The word choice, endure, is such an interesting and telling and fitting choice. It's really cool. It feels cool, and it tells you something about your character. It's like 3-point posing while like there's like blood dripping down your cheek. It's like a cool moment that tells me something about my character. All right. Let's hope. You hold on to your hopes. Defense temporarily increased. Eek. I feel like I've seen these kinds of fires before. Oh, a mother's love. Let's see what Endure does. You refuse to back down. Gained 9 HP. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, she's got a shield. Mayhem has been unleashed. Let's see what Remember does. Will this give me a peek into Clover's backstory? You think of those you love most. Speed temporarily increased. Yeah, because unlike Frisk, who it seems is getting away from something bad, Clover had something good, but came down here because it was still the right thing to do. Wait, why is it? Why is it? There's a heart at the center of it. Your soul pulses with great power. Onto your focus. You're gonna see what happens when I start driving in games. I do this a little bit, so you can look forward to that. Okay, we're gonna endure. Refuse to back down. Okay. Oh! Okay, so you can almost see the red thing when you do that. Okay, hold on. I will be not looking at chat. Normally that would be so that I don't die. It's gain 10 HP. Oh wow, okay. So if you do that enough times, they start giving you more HP, I guess. Ceroba gazes down upon the underground. She is really cool looking like this. Oh, every time that I break enough stuff, or maybe that I hit her shield, the red thing inside of it is getting bigger. And yes, I actually had to turn the music down because it was distracting me. Not that it was too loud, but I couldn't focus on fighting because I kept being distracted by the guitars. Alright, well, whatever that was, I did it. That's not what, for some reason. Oh, shoot! Oh, my, hold on. Something's gone wrong with my controller. That's why I wasn't charging the shot. How do I deactivate that? Hold on, I might have to unplug my controller. Yeah. How do I turn that off? Let me unplug it, turn it off, and then on again. It is an 8-bit dough. We're good. That's why things were going weird. Absolute devotion. Like you have to take damage. You can't avoid those. I don't think you can avoid those white pulses. I don't want to. Maybe it'll just knock the mask off her face. Maybe she won't die. The music is getting quieter and quieter. Okay. Guess that wasn't just the mask. Look at her smiling. Have we ever seen her smile? I don't think we have. Not like that. I think we've seen her smile sadly, but I don't think we've ever seen her look happy. What would you like to wear tomorrow, honey? Solomon and Christina are paying a visit and bringing food too. I'll help you up and we can all enjoy a picnic on the front porch. He's not going to get up. This is it. This is it. This is the end, isn't it, Ceroba? How's that sound? Ceroba. Yes? I don't. This is all so pitiful. Hey, don't say that. We don't need to have anyone over. It could just be us. A picnic sounds lovely. I want you and Kaneko to have one, surrounded by your closest friends. What are you saying? Gosh. You know, I never was afraid of it all my life, but now that it's so close... No. Shut up. Stop it. Say it like it is, or don't say anything. I can't do this. Not now. I'm sorry. There's something I must tell you. My work. We never talked about it much, did we? We didn't. When I built this house, I installed a basement. What? The entrance is under the kotatsu. Always has been. There, I worked towards a project. Something much bigger than myself. Bigger than all of us. I don't understand. I recorded a message for you. When I'm gone, I would like you to view it. Will you do that for me? I will. I promise you I will. I haven't seen tears from you since we met at the crossing. I save them for the moments that matter. I'm glad, because this moment matters a lot to me. What? What was that? Were you in my head just now? You have no right. Ceroba is shaken by the memory. I suppose that's one way to have a multi-stage boss battle. All right. Ceroba is shaken by the memory. The other song was full of rage. This one is a different flavor. Let's see. Let's check her. Ah! Ah! Ceroba radiates with anger. He refused to back down. At least I figured out what I was supposed to be doing against her in theory. Ah! I never claimed to be good at bullet hells. I can handle Delta Rune. And I survived the original Undertale. That's it. I cannot keep track of what's on the screen. Ah. Ah. I'm sorry, Ceroba. Crack has formed on Ceroba's mask. Yes. You think of those you love most. You prepare yourself for whatever comes next, which unfortunately I think at the end of this game is not going to be good for Clover. But some essence of the souls seems to linger. Like, their presences are aware of Frisk. They help Frisk. They know what they're doing. Some piece of who they are. We did that. Oh, geez. I really don't like having to do this, but... Please don't make me watch the death of her daughter. Our little girl, Kaneko. She needs to live a happy life, unaffected by my endeavors. Did Kaneko watch the films? What did you do, Kaneko? That is my final wish. Yeah. Kiddo. Kiddo. Kaneko? What are you doing down here? Is it true? God, she's really cute. What? Am I different? Kaneko, Daddy said he would have lived a long time if I wasn't here. He would still be... No. Your father loved you, and he didn't want to put you in any danger. You heard him? His dream. All these books and papers. You've been trying to finish it, haven't you? With my limited abilities, yes. But it doesn't involve you. I've been looking into ways to create the serum without a boss monster. Did she knowingly sacrifice herself to try to bring her father's dreams to life? Kiddo. I'll figure it out. I have to. But I found this in the trash. You figured it out last week. Using the leftover extract from the human soul, I believe I have removed any corruption it held. Right, because she's just got souls hanging out. Negating the need for someone pure of heart, yes. So you did it! Daddy's wish could come true, right? We can make him smile, make him proud of us. But he didn't want you to be a part of this, and I agreed. Let me do it. I want to make things right, be useful for once. And I trust you to keep me safe. I do believe that the refined method would work. I just... Please? You promised you would make his dream come true. I did. Very well. So she did mad science on her own daughter. That's very sad. That is very sad. He got desperate, became a conspiracy theorist, and managed to drag his entire family into it. And... But I'll make it quick. I'll ensure your safety throughout the procedure, all right? We'll be the heroes of the underground. All thanks to you and Daddy. Heroes, huh? That has a nice ring to it. Okay, wait here. You will need to stand very still for this. See, it's blue, so you're not supposed to move. Close your eyes, and I will begin the fusion extraction. You may feel a pinch or two, but it'll all be over before you know it. Understood? Understood. You truly believe in this, don't you? Yeah. Love you lots. She's going after Clover so that it won't all have been for nothing. She needs to prove to herself that her husband's mad obsession with this was for a reason, that he died for a reason, that her little girl died for a reason, that all of it is going to save everyone. If she doesn't carry through with this, then they died for nothing. Love you more. The look of trust on her face. What color is blue? Integrity. Oh. No. No. Why didn't it work? Kanako, wake up. Wake up right now. Mommy's here. Come on. Hey. What? What have I done? So you know the truth now. Are you satisfied? Do you find joy in making me relive my darkest memories? I never claimed to be a saint. I'm drowning in a sea of mistakes like anyone else. You know, I have sympathy for your Ceroba. But most people's mistakes are not like this. So, if they truly are mistakes, if you truly believe they are mistakes, but she can't live with herself with that. But instead of sinking, I'm chasing the one ray of sunlight peeking through the surface. I tried letting go, moving on, but I guess deep down I'm too stubborn to live like that. This is my fate. It's not stubbornness. That's the thing. She's telling herself a story in which she's the hero. Oh, I can't walk away from this because I'm stubborn, not I need to see this through to make it all worthwhile. I need to prove to myself, like, it's a really, really bad form of sunk cost fallacy. This is my fate. This is how it must be. Her eyes are glowing. I can't turn the volume up. Sophie is sleeping on my volume control. Her hell is of her own making. Her villainy is her choice. She went down this path because she made a poor decision, and she can't live with that. And it's an understandable thing for a character like her to have done. Like, she's not an evil person doing evil things because she enjoys hurting people or anything like that. She has reasons why she did what she did and why she's continuing to do it. But they're bad reasons. And that's really interesting. And this bit of the music, the way it's not quite right, it's a little warped sounding. It's very effective. I would say that she is a villain. She is trying to kill a child and has killed... Her husband was a villain who killed children in a way. I mean, granted, Asgore also killed children, but he's... like, there's something slightly different about the way that they do it. I think that this is a really interesting way of being a contrast. You know, she's not evil. She's definitely not evil, but like there's a little bit of villainy like mixed in there, which is interesting. Because you can have a wholly sympathetic antagonist where you're like, if you would just stop. But I completely get where you're coming from. But from your perspective, all of the actions you're taking make sense. Ceroba knows better. She knows. She knows. And it's not like she's... like... the internet would probably... there's a subsection that would be like, irredeemably evil. And I'm like, please, could we try not reducing relatively complex people down to binary good or evil? Binary good and evil is extremely rare. If you put like any depth whatsoever into your characters, they're gonna have too much nuance for that. The thing is, it's not that Asgore killed children tastefully, it's more that his intent and approach was different. So the two of them are both complicated characters in different ways. And I find that really interesting. Yeah, no, like, you can't... one of the things that is so dangerous about people's tendencies to reduce characters in works of fiction to a binary good or evil based on some sort of collective value judgment taken of all of their actions, or perhaps one action overrules everything else, is that people bring that level of binary thinking to how they approach real people in the real world and real world scenarios, which almost invariably have some degree of nuance that is necessary. It's like understanding that abusers are people who are damaged. If you place abusers into the binary of bad, then there is no way of preventing people from going down that path, because the people who go down that path are bad. And there's no way of stopping them from being on that path once they're on the path, because once you're bad, you're bad. And it's so dangerous, because if your intent is to focus on punishment, if your central worldview hinges on the idea that bad people deserve to be hurt, and that is the most important thing in your perception of so-called justice, then you oversimplify the world and wind up perpetuating pain without preventing any. You are doing no good by doing that, by believing that, by taking or supporting those actions. You are only making the world worse. If your intent on any level is to make the world better, focusing on punishment and oversimplification and reduction into binary good and evil, binary bad, binary good, that will not. It is incompatible with justice. It is incompatible with compassion. It is incompatible with making the world a better place. You must be able to see nuance in order to reduce pain and suffering in the world. Let's say a person has done something terrible. You can kill them, thereby traumatizing everybody who is in some way connected to their death, because killing a person is harmful. And they can do no more good. You have eternally prevented their capacity to do good in the world. If you rehabilitate someone, if you understand that people are nuanced, that a lot of the harm that people do comes from a place of pain and suffering, from internal damage, from hurting, then you can see that the people who are doing harm could potentially be healed in such a way that instead of doing harm, they start doing better. They could, in fact, participate in harm reduction for the world. And the people who are involved in rehabilitating them are given hope from the process as well. And this is why, I feel like this is the thing I've been most loud about in the course of my streaming. Ever since I played Earthbound, I think. And I don't know, you need to see the nuance. You need to see the nuance. When someone commits an evil act, in order for you to try to make the world a better place, unless you are the person immediately harmed by their act, in which case I do not expect you to find forgiveness for them, you're allowed to step aside and say, this one is not for me. I have no responsibility to fix this. This is not for me. But if you are not the person directly harmed, try to understand why that person did it. Not to make it okay that they did it. That's the thing. None of this is on a foundation of saying it's okay. None of this excuses their behaviors or their actions. None of this is not a form of forgiveness that says it's fine, it's all right, there's no consequences, that's all right, you can do this, everything goes back to normal. No! There's a reason why I said rehabilitate. That is an action, a long and challenging and painstaking process of transformation, rather than everything's fine. But you need to see that nuance to work for a more just and kinder world. We need to see the humanity in people. Are Gigas and Porky redeemable characters? Porky absolutely is. That is the terrible tragedy of him. That is the point of him. If somebody had saved him in Earthbound, what goes on to occur would not have happened. That's if you cannot find it in your heart to be compassionate toward abusers for their own sake, then at least from a harm reduction stance, consider the harm you are preventing to others down the line. If you don't give up on people, and again, if you individually are harmed by somebody, you don't have to do this. I am not saying that. That is sometimes a straw man that people say when somebody speaks on this the way I do. When somebody has these points, they're like, are you saying that I need to forgive my abuser? I'm not saying you need to do anything. That's not your responsibility. You go and you heal yourself. Your responsibility is to heal yourself for your own sake and for the sake of the people around you who are likely to be hurt by your pain in some capacity. But largely just for your own sake. You deserve to not hurt. This is not your work. You don't have to pick this up. But if you can, if you were a person in the position to do so, do so. As for whether Gigas is redeemable, I didn't play Mother 1, so I don't know him, right? Well enough. I think that's kind of the point of Mother 1, though, isn't it? It is because even an embodiment of darkness can be reached if you recognize the love inside. So, if you're wanting to take a lesson from Itoi, if his storytelling is meaningful to you, when at all possible, try to seek true justice, not punishment, not vengeance. Vengeance and justice are frequently mistaken for each other, especially in the US, which is a culture built on satisfaction in vengeance. And if somebody is too far gone and cannot stop harming people, then remove them from a situation in which they can harm people, yes. I am not saying that you should turn loose a violent person to go continue perpetuating harms against others. But I'm saying have some nuance. And actually look at, like, genuinely look at what is the best way to deal with the situation, rather than defaulting to vengeance. And I love the idea that Undertale has been present for young people. That I love knowing that there is a generation of people who have grown up on things like Undertale and Steven Universe, both of which take a very nuanced approach to this sort of thing. I mean, the reason why people get so upset about the Under Steven universe is because instead of vengeance, we do harm reduction. Instead of destroying the people who have done bad things, they fix what they did wrong as much as possible. It doesn't undo the harm that they have done. But the thing is that harm is in the world. That harm exists. We can't erase that it happened. But we can undo the damage. We can heal things as much as possible. And that's so much more powerful. And Steven Universe as a show is allowed to be simple. It's a children's cartoon. It is allowed to simplify things somewhat. It is allowed to have a naive hope that with enough love, you can make people who've done horrible things for a long time see the error of their ways and not just stop, but also move on to start undoing the harm they've done. But if we can't tell stories in which the best possible scenario happens, how are we supposed to have hope? Our stories are allowed to show us something that is probably too good for reality. But it gives us hope that we can have what the real world equivalent of that would be. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, like that's the thing is Chrono, it's not about forgiveness in the form of excusing. When it comes to harm reduction like that, in a way, forgiveness is besides the point. The point is, how do we make less pain in the world? And let that be our guiding principle. And I think that's really important. Anyway. Yeah, Ufus, that's really... That's a hard one. Even if someone makes a mistake or chooses to do harm, their death has a ripple effect that harms others too. Whereas if they were able to stay and heal, if they were able to heal and seek redemption for themselves, they could then go on to do good and to be healed themselves. And now we won't get that, and they won't get that, and that is a tragedy. Anyway, I have really big feelings about this, as it turns out. I don't know if I've ever written a story about vengeance versus justice. And I don't know why. Maybe because to me that feels too big for me to put in something. The way that I feel about it is too big for me to put in a story, but I'm really glad other people do, and maybe I will. I don't know. But this is one of the reasons why stories are so important, because they give us an opportunity to have these experiences, to think through this. None of us have been personally harmed by Ceroba. None of us are in that category of, this is not mine to carry. And so, she is a safe opportunity for us to practice nuanced thinking and compassion. To look at the tragedy of her family as a tragedy. To see people who loved each other, who loved the world. To see her husband make a selfish and unhinged decision that people make, not that exact decision. Usually people don't start doing mad science to try to transform themselves or their child into a super monster that can take on humanity. Like, I haven't really heard about that occurring in the news, but people in desperate situations get pulled into, like, they're very, very receptive, vulnerable to being taken advantage of by things like cults or conspiracy theory groups and stuff like that. And if we know that, then we can think to provide an alternative to those people. We can step in like we can step in and oops. Sorry. Chat is trying to not let me. Oops, hold on, that did wrong. Sorry. I'm trying to approve chats. Do be careful that we are setting off the potential racism mod by talking about a white diamond. So do be careful. Also, in case somebody hasn't seen all of Steven Universe, I don't know if we want to spoil everything, but yeah, no. So Ceroba and Shujin are characters for us to practice our compassion and empathy on. Is it okay that they're doing this? No, nobody is saying that it is, or that we should feel that it is, that we should excuse everything. But what can we take away from this? How can we prevent tragedies like this? Let's think about that. Keep that in mind. You know? When you see somebody who's violently angry in the way they're talking, not against you, because if they are, again, that's not your problem. That is not your burden to carry. But for example, if someone is bigoted against a group, there are many reasons why people may be like that. Sometimes it's just how they were raised and they're ignorant. Sometimes they are hurting and in a bad situation and they need a scapegoat. And like, yes, it's uncomfortable to go in there. It is uncomfortable to treat people we so severely disagree with compassion. But if you are able to do that, if you can stomach it, you can actually sometimes help those people not be like that. And then all of the people they encounter later on won't be hurt by them being like that. That's pretty amazing. Like, do I wish we didn't have to do this? Did I wish that you could just say, stop being racist, and someone would be like, oh, you got me, sorry, I shouldn't be racist. That would be great. That would be amazing. But, unfortunately, you know, it's complicated. But that's part of why it is so important for those of us who are in an allyship situation to intervene when something is happening. And if you are in a peer group with people, try to reach them if they will listen to you. If a man is saying harmful things, misogynistic things about women, and you are a man in social group with that person, you can have a conversation and they might listen to you, and that might affect how they treat women for the rest of their life. And that to me seems more important. I have a friend, bless his heart, and I mean that in the most southern way possible. Bless his heart. When somebody says something kind of iffy, kind of problematic on Facebook posts, he comes in with a nuclear bomb of like 5 paragraphs of telling you how you're terrible. I understand the urge to be like, man, that is messed up and gross and awful, and what the bleep is wrong with you? I get that. I do understand that. But sometimes I will be in the process, I've been in the process of talking through a thing with that person, and they're like, oh, I hadn't thought about that. Well, that's not quite what I meant. I guess, you know, and then he comes in and he drops his nuclear bomb, and their instantly defenses go up, and everything that I have just worked on is just evaporates. It feels good to feel like you're the noble hero charging in against injustice. And there is a time and a place for speaking up like that and saying, dude, this isn't cool, knock it off. That's not funny. We don't talk like that here. That's important too. But ask yourself, am I taking the offensive here because it's the way to handle the situation, or because I'll feel good about myself? Is it the best way to handle the situation? Try your best. And again, I am talking about this if you are in a position where you are safer, more likely to be listened to, etc. If you are a person being harmed, this is not your burden. Do not feel compelled. So yeah. Anyway, real world applicability for the things that we learn in our stories. It's not that stories need to be simple morality plays. It's not like a story doesn't have to be like, see, this is the person who's bad, they did bad, and then they got punished because bad is wrong. You shouldn't be bad, which is sometimes what people want. They're like, the author didn't make it clear enough that this character is wrong, that this character is bad. The author thought we were supposed to sympathize with this person even though they did something wrong. And I'm like, yes, that's called people being complex and nuanced. That's just how life is. Over the age of like 7 or 8, you should not be expecting every story you read to be a black and white binary portrayal of good actions and bad actions. But it's so valuable to learn, to exercise our empathy and our critical thinking. What can we take away from this? Let's internalize our compassion for Ceroba and use that compassion when we're confronted with situations in real life that have more complexity than they seem on the surface. No, so Miss Walker, I have to say, I'm not saying am I being morally correct for the sake of other people or because for the betterment of the situation. Like, I'm not talking about moral correctness. My friend charging in and dropping the nuclear bomb of yelling at people for their racism is not him exhibiting moral correctness any more than me engaging in dialogue with them is an action of moral correctness. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are taking the aggressive stance, are you taking the aggressive stance because it feels good to punch a bigot in the face or because it's the appropriate reaction to the situation? There are times when you punch a Nazi in the face and that is the right thing to do. But punching people in the face probably shouldn't be the only tool in your toolbox when it comes to dealing with people that are problematic. People think I'm a pacifist sometimes. I'm not. Do not mistake me for a pacifist. I admire pacifism. I think it's a beautiful thought experiment, and I think in considering it, we are better people. And in looking for opportunities to practice it, we are better people who do good in the world a lot of times, although sometimes I think intervention is important. But again, I think intervention is important. Sometimes violence is necessary to stop violence. So, yeah, sometimes you gotta punch a Nazi. And I won't tell you no. But in video games, we can orchestrate a scenario in which punching people in the face is never the right answer. Video games give us an opportunity to explore pacifism and learn from it and absorb some elements of it into ourselves. Beautiful. Thank you, Toby Fox. Anyway, that was really long. I didn't anticipate that. Maybe I should have. Are you proud of me? How long was that? I guess we'll see when I timestamp this. Yeah. Shall we continue confronting this tragedy in our story? I know, May, right? It would suck to be rushed through this. Man, if only Ceroba were, if only she were shaken by my my rant about pacifism and compassion, and she was like, I see that I can step away from this ledge. I see that despite having made mistakes in the past, I can still stop making mistakes now and still live with myself and find peace afterwards and do less harm. Perhaps I will do that. Wouldn't that be great? All right. Anyway, we're going to continue. Yeah, Chrono, never underestimate me. Alright. Ceroba is shaken by the memory of having caused the death of her child with mad science, which I say jokingly, dismissively, but it is actually a tragedy, and I recognize that. Check. See if I remember how to play this game. Endure. I haven't figured out how to play against her, so I'm just gonna keep brute forcing it. I hope that's not too boring to watch, but it is what you're getting. Wait. It said Ceroba's emotions were something. I'm really not sure how you're supposed to dodge that. But presumably if I were better at video games, I would be able to dodge something. Ceroba's emotions wane, but she stays resolute. She has calmed down from hysteria. That's a loaded term. Oh, wait, what? Hold on, wait. Who here watched me play Majora's Mask? That's relevant to this discussion. That's what you're supposed to be doing this whole time. Did you know that? You can just not get hit. I'm a little mad with power. That's what I'm supposed to do when these things explode in circles. I mean, but better, I think, anyway. In theory, let's put this to the test, shall we? Okay. Well, that's just me not being good at this. Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to have done this whole time. I'm really good at video games and remembering things. Alright. Yeah. I guess. What memories does she still hold? I don't think I want to see whatever comes next, if there is a third memory. What are you doing, Clover? 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 Okay, Clover was breaking her mask. Okay. A face of absolute despair. My love. My child. All gone. Why wouldn't you just... I swore I had the key. Saving monster kind from their demise. Carrying on his legacy. It was worth the risk to me. But now my life is over. For nothing. For no one. I have done unforgivable things. I let my husband work himself to death. I put my precious little girl through hell. And, oh God. Star. Martlet. All for a chance to make a difference. A chance. I don't think I can bear this weight any longer. You won this battle. Do what needs to be done. This, I think that both Clover and I are unified here. ... What are you waiting for? Please, give me this. Why are you like this? Always taking the high road. Aren't you angry? Aren't you just? Pull the trigger already. Pull it. That's not justice. Clover knows what justice is. Why? Ceroba. You beat me up pretty badly, huh? God, he's cool. Star, don't sweat it too much. I reckon I deserved it from the Wild East fiasco. Heck of a hit, though. I didn't know you had that in you. I'm so sorry. Where am I? Clover, we gotta get out of here. No, it's finished. Clover. Clover won. Y'all had a fight, and the deputy won. My lessons worked. A little bit of comic relief. I'm really concerned that they're giving us a sweet seeming ending that is going to end very, very poorly. And I don't know how. But I am on guard. Wait, how much did I miss? I don't know what to do. Apologize, make excuses. Nothing would change reality. I've dug a hole far too deep to climb out of. And for nothing. And this is why you extend the hand of compassion when people cannot be compassionate to themselves. Hey, where was I a few hours ago? In the same situation. There's degrees, Starlo. But yes, because we see that Starlo needs to see what he's done wrong, make it up to the people he's harmed, and try to do better for the smaller harm that he has caused. That sets an example for what we can do for Ceroba and her greater harms. My judgment was clouded and I screwed up. But you forgave me. The 4 others did as well. We've both made poor choices, no sugarcoating that. But there is hope. At least, I believe there is. I can't believe to grasp what you've gone through. But this was an absolutely horrible way of dealing with it. See, like, She's not letting her off the hook. She's not saying it's okay. She's like, I recognize that you're in pain. You sure did mess up. And you're allowed to do that. Like, that's okay. You don't have to say it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. That's not what this is about. This isn't condoning those actions. You can't change what has happened, you're right. But you can control how you live from now on. Thank you, Undertale Yellow. As I was saying... I love video games too. Your actions will mean everything. But Shujin, his legacy, his wish, it will never be fulfilled. That happens. Sometimes we have to let go. Shujin might not have been the perfect monster I thought he was, but even his darkest secrets came from a caring place. And that right there is his legacy. It isn't found in a serum to save the world. Everyone he helped, everything he crafted, that's what matters. Martlet's right. He made life down here bearable for so many. And for that, he has my respect. I never thought about it like that. What the hell was I thinking? I was so tunnel visioned, so lost. We can work through this. We're here for you. Now, you should take some time to heal, recoup. But Kanako's well-being is still a valid concern. I have connections to the royal scientists, so I'll begin an investigation. Try my best to help. I don't know what to say. Thank you, Martlet. Clover, I have an apology to you most of all. Our time in the steamworks and what I said, it wasn't fake. It did allow me to briefly forget my troubles and have fun, but my reasoning for being there, I can't begin to... I really love Clover. I enjoy the way that these games can give personality to a character who doesn't speak and who we control, that we can make choices for. And this game has done a very good job with that. Oh, why? I mean... Thank you. I'm gonna cry. Clover. I can't believe it's come to this, but Clover, I think your journey is at its end. Asgore and the barrier await us. No, already? As sad as it is, Clover needs to go home. That won't work. What? Sure, we know Clover for who they are, but Asgore, he won't see Clover as we do, and he doesn't care to learn. This is a unique situation. The king has always been kind and understanding. Yeah, Clover wouldn't hurt anyone. You think that's ever mattered in the past? The truth stings, but it is what it is. So what? Should I take Clover back to Snowdin? Hide out for the rest of our lives? Yeah, why couldn't Clover stay with us? I mean, it's plausible, but won't the Royal Guard be on the hunt? After so many encounters, Clover just disappears. It wouldn't be the first time. Oh yeah, they would probably think the same thing happened again. But what about the others? You know, the next humans. Clover gets to live happily, but they have to die? Oh. We don't know their hearts. Maybe they, what, deserve it? Have you learned anything? I'm just weighing our options. We're backed into a corner here, all right? Oh my god. Look at Clover. You know, I really thought tonight's fiasco was enough. We all talked it through and things were going well. But you immediately suggest giving the future children up to... I didn't mean it like that. Get off my case. Clover, did you just... Clover? Hi, Flowey. You probably want to go home, don't you? Humanity already won by trapping us down here, yet they keep twisting the knife. This cannot continue any longer. Wait, this cannot continue any longer. You must have places to go, correct? The castle, the barrier. I did everything in my power to entertain. So monsters wouldn't have to worry about being stuck. Oh, these are different characters! Anyway, we'll bypass the royal guard and plead your case to Asgore. Remember your real mission, Clover? Asgore only needs 2 more souls to shatter the barrier. What a world it would be if I had 2 whole friends. Most might act cheerful, but life down here, it's hopeless. I know this dialogue, some of it. Oh, Clover, is that your idea of justice, honey? The 5 children you set out to find in the first place. Despite its ups and downs, our little adventure was a blast. Asgore's still out there threatening human lives. I must thank you for opening my eyes. Keep your head in the game. Turns out you're a pretty damn good leader, Clover. Come on, Clover. You are a kind soul, one of the best I've met. Clover! Clover. Clover, what are you doing? Wait, did they take their soul out? Hey, Clover? What's going on? You're scaring us here. Clover has just asked themselves the trolley problem, except the lever with the 1 person on it is themselves. I do appreciate that the game does not give you the opportunity. This is not your responsibility. This is not you making this choice. This is Clover's choice. And this is Clover's sense of justice. Clover says justice calls me to lay down my life for others. Just as if I were to step in front of others, to take a bullet for others directly so that they would live. I will put my life in exchange for theirs. It's time. Oh, what does that mean? It's time to go. No. No. We'll think of a plan. We have options. Yeah, don't do something you'll regret. If it's snowed and you don't like, you can live with me. My house has the space, and the posse loves you. Please, you gotta listen to us, Clover. You deserve better. You're serious. That was a beautifully animated little nod. I understand. Ceroba, this whole time, what have we been doing? Dragging Clover around, pulling at a leash. Selfish. Clover came here by their own volition. They deserve to leave by it too. But you don't want this outcome, right? Surely, if there was another way. But let's face it, there isn't. I believe Clover realized that a long time ago. I don't know what to say. As much as I want to stop you, I see it in your eyes. This is about our freedom, isn't it? Clover. You are the bravest, most selfless human I've met. Of course, I've only met one. But if I ever meet another, I hope they're just like you. I'd promote you to sheriff because Lord knows you've earned it. But you aren't sheriff material. You're much more. I already made my feelings known in Hotland. So... Psst. Ceroba doesn't think she gets to participate, and Starla's not letting her off that easy. This means more to us than you know. To everyone. Well, I understand if you two don't want to be here for, you know. Do you have what you need? I do. Guess the sun's getting low. I'll see you around, partner. You got a receipt for that? Thanks, kid. Goodbye, Clover. You've changed my life, truly. Oh. How will I know you're a human now, huh? This means a lot. I'm sorry the world is like this, but people like you make it better. Thank you. We'll be outside. You've gained my respect. I mean it. Right, because she's been gathering those. She and her husband have been gathering those this whole time. That's the whole point of this. Do you want me to stay? ... Go on. I'll be okay. Very well. This won't be forgotten. Goodbye, Clover. So this is it? All that work just to become another cog in the machine? Heh, you've grown so predictable. I could undo all of this right now, but maybe you've earned your rest. After all, there's always another. Can't say it's been fun, so suppose this is where we part ways. Oh, who am I kidding? Until we meet again, friend. I like the whistling. Oh. see you're not alone. Oh, Medley! Medley! Oh, Toriel. Delve makes friends. I'm really pleased with that. Mo, what have you done, buddy? Did you put the cups to work? Excuse me, Alright, what are you buddies up to? Oh! Are you promoting? Oh my god, you're promoting the older brother! Yay! I'm glad the flower people are able to hang out with the flower. Oh my god, there's a festival. Oh look, it's Snow Cone! It's a corn festival. Oh my god, the gang! They're really cute. I do really like the posse, excuse me. Is your robot wife gonna wake up? I feel like one of these robots wanted to ask her out. Have I met the chef? I feel like I didn't meet that chef. With their very Wario nose. Whose door was she knocking on? Oh. She's got a raft. I've been thinking about that day. A lot. Time is a funny thing, you know? I guess in the big picture of my life, you were only a blip. But oftentimes, those blips make the biggest impacts. The king offered me a promotion. A guard post in new home. But after experiencing the worst the job had to offer, I declined. Okay. Not only that, I put in my 2 weeks. I felt that there are much better causes to pour myself into. Anyways, sorry that I'm putting you on one of my rafts again. Might not be the most appropriate send-off after that last ride. But it's the best tribute I could think of. I wonder what cause she's behind now. It's nice. It is. Thanks for doing this. Felt good to craft something with meaning again. You got your gift? Yeah, here you go. Is it the star? Yeah. No. It's the gun. Right. Oh, I almost forgot. There's someone I invited who was a friend of Clover's. A friend? Hello? Is this the right place? Oh, hello! Howdy. Sorry if I'm intruding. My name is Dalv and I was living in the ruins when Clover first entered the underground. So you were the first to meet him. One of the first, I suppose. Anyway, when we met, I acted foolish and attacked Clover. I think we all did at one point. That's true. That's that you can bond over. I promise it didn't last long, though. And I held back a little bit. Where was I going with this? Clover helped you out of your situation. Yes. All in all, Clover was very kind to me. That checks out. It's nice to meet you, Delph. Thanks for coming. Of course. Well, no more stalling. Everyone ready? I believe so. Oh, wait a second. I want to place one more thing. Safety glasses. I want Clover to stay safe on their journey. Can't forget him, right? No, you can't. That's sweet. Safety's important. There you go. Goodbye, friend. Thanks for all you've done. See you around, kid. Take care, Clover. Oh my god, somebody used their real name. Everybody else did not. Doggy bag. That's a flute, by the way, folks. This is the right theme song. Like, this is the right note to end on. It's not totally hopeless. It's a little bit sad and a little bit hopeful at the same time. It's kind of... Tifa Punchface is a great name. I'm sorry. God, to Commissioner Tadpole. Incredible. I love people's handles. I've started using Tumblr and people call themselves the most ridiculous things on there. It's really wild. Legitimate Noodle. Like, these are great. Oh, Night Margin! Night Margin! Like... from One Shot? That's cool! I like that. Is this the one who immediately precedes Frisk? I know I've asked this before, but I've forgotten. Okay. Is that where you find those things? In the junkyard? Ah. Bratty and Catty find. Okay. It's a nice reminder that they did this for a reason and their purpose is seen through to the end. Well, we have another doomed child for the fandom to find a way to save. If there is one thing that binds the Undertale fandom together, it's hug that goat. So, I love how overwhelmingly the fan material for Undertale, no matter what its focus was, also we're saving Azrael this time. Yeah, I can only imagine people wanting the true pacifist ending to make these kids okay. Well, man, okay, hold on. Hi. Well, there's no video game on the screen, so we're gonna do this instead. I hope that's all right. Oh man, you can see my mascara. Man, no, we didn't go over. We did good, but we're not done talking yet. We can just sit here with our feelings. I don't have anything deep or insightful to say because I think my hour-long rant about justice versus vengeance is thematically relevant to the game. That was I didn't expect that. I just kind of went on a tear, and that's to be fair, that's like one of the things I talk about most often. Yeah, well, there we go. Clover can be proud of that. That's interesting if that's kind of where the other routes go, because we all know I'm not going to play them. The only way you'll get me to do a neutral run is either by accident or because it's the only way to get to the pacifist run. Because I'm stubborn. And I don't want to do that. If you give me the option to not kill someone, I won't do it. Or rather, I won't kill them if you give me that option to not kill them. My proof of that is the fact that in Dark Souls, the hollows that don't go after you, the ones that just like sit there or mash their face in the wall or whatever, I don't attack them. They don't attack me. I don't attack them. We're fine. And if I'm going to do that in Dark Souls, where there like isn't. Dark Souls is not a game that is like, you will choose not to be violent in this video game. Like that. No, not that one. So I think it's safe to say, like, that is how I do things. It does, but that's not what they hinge on. I'll probably listen to more of the music, and I'm curious what the neutral route for this one is. And because this one is fanon, that makes me feel a little less worried about spoiling myself on it. But the music, you asked about the music. The music is really good. It's really interesting. I can understand thinking that Starlow's fight means that you should shoot Starlow. Yeah, if they continue to use characters' themes for the characters' bosses, then I can probably make some guesses. Like, does Undyne show up to kill you if you become enough of a trouble or enough of a problem? Maybe. I would recognize her. There's a fourth route. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, no. Final Genocide track has heavy electric guitars. Oh man, but are we talking like heavy guitars or just lots of guitars? I'm really amused. Oh, Kaneko is the amalgam that tucks you in. I remember being tucked in partly because I did that video. If you've watched it, the Comic Relief and Toby Fox games video. So I saw the tucked in, like that was one of my B-roll clips. Oh, there's an alternate ending if you do pacifist route and then kill Ceroba at the end. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. That does seem consistent. They wouldn't just give you straight up they wouldn't be like, well, now you've got the neutral ending or you've got the you killed everybody ending. Would I try other fan games? I might. It depends. I know people have talked about Undertale Red. That talked about a lot, but I think that's just boss fights and talking. Oh, that's cute. Her theme is called Tuckton, so she is. They've confirmed that. Okay, they can confirm that because this is fanon, so they can say this is what we meant. Whereas I think with canon, you kind of want to leave things unconfirmed there. A joke ending where you wait for Toriel to save you at the start of the game. Oh, that's fantastic. That's fun. I appreciate weird little endings. 6 endings, man. Okay, well, but yeah, no, so I might play another fan game. I think it would depend on what the game was and what they were doing with it. In this case, once I understood it was a prequel, like, I've read and enjoyed Undertale fan fiction. I've read and enjoyed Undertale fan comics. I have obviously spent a lot of time with musical covers. But I don't have a lot of experience playing fan games of things. Like, that's not so much my jam. Yes, Dogs of Future Past is really good. I'm gonna choose. Hold on. No. I'm going to choose to blame that on Sophie, even though she didn't move. That's because I was putting this device down so that I could have chat. Sorry about that. I'm good at things. Yeah, people have talked about Delta Traveler. I'm more hesitant to do something with Deltarune just because I don't know. I have thoughts and ideas about what I think Deltarune is, and I want to see if it does what I think it's doing, and then I might make my own stories. Not fan fiction, but original stories. So I don't know. I'm less likely to play a Deltarune thing at this point. Oh yeah, you want to see, like, for anyone who hasn't seen the background stuff. Here we have the this is the mother section. So that's Ness and Paula and Lucas and a Starman and a Confusion Mushroom and a Camp Fan Gamer bandana, because that's where the Camp Fan Gamer belongs. Then we got Sans, Locke, a Majora's Mask, a gold Majora's Mask cartridge that somebody sent me anonymously after I played Majora's Mask on stream. Somebody behind that. Oh, there's the Earthbound DVD, the documentary thing that I'm on some of the soundtrack for that. I haven't listened to it yet though, but I will at some point. Oh, and then I think there's I think Eiyuden is that. And then up here we have Aerith. Oop, I'm good at this. Camera work is my passion. Aerith in the red dress. Zagreus, also Zagreus. The Bard from Wander Song. The title screen from the Black Cauldron. The Atari ST version of the Sierra graphical text adventure game. And Pride flag there, because I did a Pride concert on Sunday. And then this is Final Fantasy VI. It's Maria and Draco. And there's a bunch of stuffed animals. Yuna's waistband that I had for my Yuna costume. A Zagreus crown. That's my music stand that the Zagreus crown is on. I sewed this guy. He's from a story that I wrote when I was in college, and I made that in college. And this is just a pile of stuffed animals. So, yes, it's the Lesbian Awakening statue. That's right. No, I already knew. I just hadn't come out on stream, so I let you folks know. That was a fun moment. I covered her theme song for my Pride concert because of that, if anyone missed it, by the way. If you missed it, the songs that I have finished... See, look, there's my flute. That's my flute. That's the lesbian reveal statue. The songs that I played at my concert on Sunday, which you should watch. I mean, I don't know if I'll put the VOD up on my channel. Maybe I will if folks want it. But I did Stronger Than You. I did the Ferris wheel theme from Deltarune, finally. And I did Aerith's theme, and I did Aloy's theme from Horizon Zero Dawn. So that was really fun. And I want to finish up some of those tracks and put them up on YouTube and Spotify and stuff. So yeah. Yes, there's music, singing, and fluting and stuff. Um, so hopefully we'll have more of that. I don't know. I'm finally regaining some ability to do stuff. I've been taking more iron. But yeah, so there'll be things. I'm sorry, this isn't. Did I enjoy the gameplay of Undertale Yellow? I'm gonna actually say no. I'm gonna say no, I didn't. But the fact that they have easy mode so that it doesn't matter, I can basically play story mode and engage with the gameplay minimally. Makes me forgive them. But I would not have been able to beat any of the bosses in the game beyond the ones that I beat without easy mode, probably, because I am not a bullet hell player. No, it wasn't. I mean, the rhythm game was just bad design. But I think that was an accident. I don't think they were intentional there. Um, but I don't think I would have been able to, like, this is not a game that is designed for non-bullet hell players. It simply isn't. That was not their intent. So with the exception of the rhythm game, which again, the one thing I can do rhythm games. I can't do bullet hells. I can do rhythm games. They messed up. They did badly on that. That was bad design. That's fine. Everybody makes mistakes sometimes, and they were trying something new and difficult. Um, you know, they were trying to play another game, or trying to make another kind of gameplay, and it didn't work. But that's fine. Like, shall we look at any of the mini games in like any video game ever? Not great. Um, so that's fine. But when it comes to the any of the combat, not just the bosses, but the regular combat and everything, it was so clearly decided. Or it was so clearly not for me. They did not make the gameplay with players like me in mind. They made a game that without easy mode would have actively excluded me, and I would never have been able to play this game. And that's, I mean, it's fine. It's a fan game. I could just then not play it. But let that be a lesson to you. Let that be a lesson to you. If you are creating something, make sure you know who your audience is, not just your like one most target audience, but think about who your anticipated audience includes. And then make sure that you're targeting them. And in the case of a game where it's not just like, is my book doing the thing I want? Is it going to appeal to the people I want to appeal to? If you are making a game, ask yourself who your audience is. And then follow that kind of as your North Star, and make sure that you have people in your full audience playtest. If the Undertale Yellow people said, oh yeah, we're only making this for people who are into bullet hells and have played other Undertale fan games, then like, mission successful. You nailed it, with the exception of I still think the rhythm game is badly done. But everything else, like, if that's what they wanted to do, then they succeeded. If that was their goal and that was their audience, you are allowed to say, we are targeting people who like this sort of experience. Not every game has to be for every person. So if you say, I want to exclude people who are not in this audience, you can. Like it or not, the Dark Souls people can say, you have to be willing to die a lot to play our game, because the gameplay loop, the mechanic of the game is that we want you to learn how to play it. So you have to be a player who's okay with dying a lot, or this isn't the game for you. It's kind of like, I don't like puzzle games. I hate puzzle games usually. And so if a puzzle game is like, we are 4 puzzle game players, and I'm like, God, I don't like this, that's fine. They did not do it wrong. The problem is when there's a disconnect there between what your intended audience is and what you create. So in the case of Dark Souls, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be an easy mode, but I'm saying that if they had an easier mode, I would respect their decision to find a way to make an easier mode that still was true to the gameplay loop that they designed. That it does not make a completely different game. because that is the purpose of playing it. It's like playing a rhythm game and not having rhythm and being mad that your lack of rhythm makes the game unplayable. If a rhythm game wants to be playable by a larger range of people, they can choose to change things. But if they're also just like, we're just making a rhythm game and you don't do rhythm, that's okay. Not everything is for you. There's a lot of games that are not for me. But in the case of Celeste, for example, Celeste is, we want to make a very like complex and well-designed platformer that is accessible to as many people as possible. That's the design philosophy. That is clear. And so Celeste's assist mode is essential, because without the assist mode, it's just, we want to make a really sophisticated and well-designed platformer game for people who love platformers, and we'll give them a good story. But they decided that they had something else in mind. And so they built that. And I think that's great, because I'm happy I got to experience Celeste, and even figuring out I hate platforming, but I actually had fun with some of the stuff in that game because they made it accessible to me. So that's cool. That's a bonus. You can do that. In this game, I think it was an accident that they made it unplayable for non-bullet hell gamers. Like, I don't think that was their intent. I don't think they meant for this to be an exclusive experience. I think they wanted the Undertale fandom to be able to experience their game. But I get the feeling that the vast majority of their playtesters were probably more advanced players who are more comfortable with bullet hells. So I've actually playtested a game. I playtested Frog Fractions, like 1.5, the like anniversary edition of Frog Fractions, because the creator of Frog Fractions watched me play Frog Fractions 2 and was like, my God, you have gotten stuck in ways I have never seen before and found errors I have never seen before. Like, nobody has ever made these mistakes or had these difficulties before. I need you to find those in my next game. Which is really fun. So I recorded myself playing through it, and I kept getting stuck in like ridiculous, stupid ways or not being able to figure things out. And you know how I am, so I'm like talking my way through it. Because he was one of the reasons why he was like, I want you to play test this, because you find these things, but you also explain why and how, so I know it's not that you're not trying, and I feel like I would be able to take what you did and learn from it. So I was like, I am so stumped here, and I'm gonna just ram my face into the wall. Oh, look, I got through. And he's like, oh, Lauren, which is great. That's fine. So I think it is very important. Like in his case, Frog Fractions is not supposed to be an extremely precise and particular kind of game. So he was like, I need to be able to Lauren proof it. So he had me test it to Lauren proof it, which is great. But yeah, I don't think that this game was play tested for players who don't already know what they're doing. So if you have a game like that you would like to see me play test and try to Lauren proof, I can't promise, and it may not be the right game for me, but apparently in the right scenario, I will do that. I will apply Lauren to it until it breaks. I'm really good at breaking games. The number of times people are like, I've never seen that glitch before. And I'm like, yeah. Did you know there is only one way to glitch one of the trial puzzles at the beginning of Final Fantasy X? They're designed so that you can undo anything you've done except in one case. Guess who did that the first time she played the game and got stuck? I'm amazing. So yeah. So they could be like, Lauren, can you play test something in Undertale Yellow? And I would be like, I can't figure out anything that's happening on screen, but I'm trying. And they might be like, we didn't anticipate this. And again, like, if that's what they wanted, like, it's fine. But yes, if you have problems with figuring out if your puzzles have obscure ways of soft locking the player. I'm very good at video games. Oh no, we've got a bot. And not the good kind. Thanks, Blues. The good kind of bot just took out the bad kind of bot. A Reploid kind of bot took out the spammy kind of bot. Very nice. No, yeah, so do I have criticisms about this game? Yes. But I don't actually have criticisms about the storytelling. Like, I feel like they pretty much nailed what they were going for. They did a really good job. They, like, how do you make an ending for this game that is satisfying and feels pacifist and feels rewarding without undoing anything that happens in Undertale proper? That's a difficult situation that they set themselves up with, but I think they had a really good plan. And I think that it was a very satisfying ending, because you heard me talking through, like, so I was right, at least in the pacifist playthrough. Whatever Flowey's up to, yeah. Whatever Asgore is up to, yeah, none of that matters. It's fine. Flowey is here. He's trying to do something, but it's just not working. It is entirely possible that in the other playthroughs, Flowey's story amounts to something. But I really liked, because I was like, there's no room for him. Their story is complete. They have all the pieces they need. And they were like, yeah, I know, we don't need Flowey, which is actually super duper cool to be able to say, we set ourselves up with this piece. We put this piece on our board, and we're just not going to use it because it doesn't fit. Because it doesn't. Flowey doesn't fit in the pacifist route of this game, in the ending. Like, there's no room for him. And I'm proud of them for making that decision. That's good. That's good storytelling. Knowing when to not include something is just as important as knowing when to include something. So there you go. There you go. Even if you built a cool thing, you don't have to shoehorn it into every part of your story. So they did good. The characters were good. They were distinctive. Even when I couldn't remember their names, I generally remembered something about them. They were likable. The core cast, the ones that are really important. Like, I love Starlo. He's adorable. Ceroba, I like a lot. She's interesting. They do interesting things with her. And Martlet is just the most adorable little boo. Oh my god. Martlet makes me think of an old friend of mine. I hope that all three of those get a lot of appreciation for who and what they are. I imagine that Martlet and Starlo are more popular because Ceroba is not the kind of antagonist who appeals to people who go insane about antagonists. She's not deranged or unhinged, so she doesn't appeal to the women's wrongs people. She's not a Vriska type. But I guess if you like sad failure women, yeah, no, I'm glad she has her fans, because she's an interesting character. She deserves to be dug into. If I were to write about a character in this game, though, I would 100% write about Clover, because I actually feel like Clover's the character I know best. And Clover's the character I'm most attached to. They did a great job. It is really interesting seeing people, because, okay, I'm sorry. I'm probably going to wrap up after this, but I have spent, and I'll probably talk about this at some point whenever I play the next actual Toby Fox game proper, if I remember, or even if I don't remember. Future Lauren will probably be prompted to talk about this. Oh, thank you, Chrono. That's my fan fiction on AO3. But after playing so many games in which the main character doesn't say anything and doesn't have personality, and you are supposed to pretend that a personality exists, I love that we now have this trend of characters who don't say anything but do have personality, and you just have to read between the lines. I feel like the hero of Suikoden 5 actually had personality that you had to read between the lines to see, which I would have rather he just talk a lot and be a character, because they clearly had a character in mind for him. But I prefer the way that they did Clover to the way that the heroes from the first two Suikoden games are. So Chrono, that is Kay's webcomic, and it was really good. I binged it. It gave me creativity back. So that comic, don't read my fanfic until you've read the comic. It is literally like the last page of the comic and a little bit of context. But yeah, I was like, I can't draw fan art about complicated character designs, but I can write you a little story. Yes, okay, the indie game cast, yes. Failure emo boy, failure nerd girl, failure sad woman, and failure LARP nerd. Okay, failure emo boy, is that Dolph? That's great. Yeah, so I think if you wanted to, the thing is with RPGs, if you're talking about difficulty with RPGs, the appeal of an RPG is the story most of the time. So if you wanted to make story mode for an RPG, for people to experience your story, just trivialize the combat, make it optional. Give the option if you're stuck on a fight to auto win, to like choose the auto win button, something like that. The point there is generally it's not that people are like, I like this RPG, but it's just a little too hard. Usually people are like, I don't want to play this, I just want the story. So if you make it easier for them to have that experience, if that's the appeal of a story, that would be my recommendation. Just to think about it like story mode. Unless you have something with a complex RPG system that you could do like a light mode of. Did I like Axis? I thought that the ending section, or Axis's ending section, was really funny and cute. I didn't love Axis. There were some things about him that I don't know. Like I liked parts of him and didn't like, and like, but it didn't quite click as much as the characters, which is interesting. So like, yeah, no, he was fine. He was fine. I enjoyed making you all suffer through 10 minutes of me decoding a letter in binary. It was 10 minutes. I timestamped it today. Yeah, I know. I'm really, really glad Dalv came back at the end, because like I really liked him, and I was like, oh, I wish they'd done a little bit more. So I'm glad that they did do something with him. Oh, well, Lonely Mage, I'm glad you could tune in. I hope you've enjoyed it. Okay, yeah, so I wonder, because like, for example, playing Undertale the first time around, I did not understand why everybody was as obsessed with Sans as they were. I was like, he's funny. He's entertaining. He's kind of adorable, I guess. He's fine. I'm more interested in literally everyone else in the cast. It isn't until as you get closer to the end and you have a few tastes of like, there's something else. There is more that I am not seeing about this character. Oh, that I was like, okay, I can kind of see, probably I can guess why people like him so much. But I was just like, you don't get most of what make people like, people love Sans because they like the goofy slacker guy, and I got that. But the reason why people love Sans, you don't experience most of that in Pacifist. So, yeah, he has a lot of character that is not immediately seen. So. Yeah, but see, Frost Noble, if somebody's not playing the game because they want to be challenged, then providing them with a challenge that they don't want is not going to give them fun. Like, if somebody says, I'm not interested in gameplay, I want to experience your story, and so you decide that you're going to accommodate their need for story mode, then it doesn't matter how much you want them to have a fight. They don't want that fight, so... And yeah, if you want it to feel like a scripted loss, then you can give them a scripted loss or a scripted fight, or do something like that so that it plays out in that way. But if your intent is to not, if you choose to give them a story mode, do I have a favorite game I've streamed? That's a very good question. I think I was saying something. Oh, I do like the way that the Undertale games gate things behind different world, or different playthroughs, different stories. Like that, I think that it's done well. You still have a satisfying experience even if you're not a completionist. But I do like that Toby commits to, you only get some of this characterization if you're willing to do that. And Undertale Yellow, you only get some of the characterization if you're willing to do that. I'm not willing to do that. I don't know that characterization. I am mostly indifferent on the character, for example. Favorite game I've streamed. That would be more like a favorite streaming experience. Honestly, Final Fantasy X remains... It's probably people's favorite of my streams. It's the one that people come back to. It was the first JRPG I streamed. So I was talkative, but not as over the top talkative as I am now. That was when I was first realizing I didn't mean to. I just started doing literary analysis of it. It was fun. For me, emotionally, like, I felt like my Deltarune Chapter 2 experience was like everything I could possibly want streaming a game to be. I loved the game. I had a lot of things to say about the game and not about the game that I was able to talk through and have people engage in conversation with me about, and I really enjoy that. I did really enjoy Hades. That was fun. That's probably the game I've had the most fun with gameplay on. Now, I think it's telling that I'm like, that's probably the most fun game I've ever played. Literally never picked it up just to play it for gameplay, though. Other than streaming it, I've never played it. Like, I haven't picked it up since I stopped streaming it. Because I just bounce off of it. Even if it's really super ultra fun, I'm never like, man, I really want to play that. Like, I'm just not motivated by playing. I just do not care, which is funny. Yeah, so there's a lot of games. So what am I going to do next? I don't know if I should even keep all of this stuff. Maybe I'll put like a little notice on the, if I put this up with the timestamp saying like, beyond here, this has nothing to do with the game. So I'm going to try Eiyuden on Thursdays, and I'm going to try I Was a Teenage Exocolonist on Tuesdays. So I think that'll be interesting. I'm not 100% sure what to expect from either of those, frankly. But I think they'll be good. I think that they feel like the right choices for where I am now. Eiyuden, in a way, is a safe choice because I've played numerous games by those people. I have a very strong connection to them. I might wind up being really disappointed by it, but that's an experience that we can share. Omori. Omori is probably the most requested game for me to stream that I haven't streamed. I get asked that a lot. Unfortunately, if you open up the Wikipedia page for Omori, the first thing it says is Omori is a psychological horror game. So, I regret to inform you that will unfortunately never happen. I don't play games that are horror narrative genre. I don't have any issues with horror gameplay genre. Like, jump scares don't bother me. I don't care. I might find them annoying in a wow, that was stupid kind of way, but they do nothing for me. But I can't read horror books or watch horror movies. And so horror story games I can't play. So if they have horror elements. If there was a mod that removed the worst horror bits, I might be interested, but they are there and you do experience them as I understand it. So I will probably have to step out of that. I've heard of Everhood. In fact, is that the, I might have, did they just either do a remake or do a sequel to that? Because I think I got offered a stream key, or a key to stream that one, and I think I declined because I think that it's also horror. I think, or has some elements that I was like, that's not for Lawrence. Oh, off. Okay, I will reiterate. I don't like psychological horror. I don't like grimdark. I don't like dark, bleak, despairing things in which horrible things happen to people. I cannot consume stories like that. It does not matter what the game is. It is pretty much a guarantee that I will never play it. There are a few that I regret that I can't because Omori does sound like it would push a bunch of my buttons otherwise. But tragically, it does contain content that is not for Lawrence. Off just sounds like a miserable experience for me, so I won't play it. Sorry. It sounds well crafted and fascinating and does really interesting things, and they're just profoundly not anything I would have any fun with. So that's fine. Not everything is for every person, and that doesn't make it wrong. So yes, things can be good at what they do, and that's totally valid. Neighborhood isn't there. Somebody offered me, I got offered a key for some game to stream it, and I was like, no, that on further thought, that doesn't seem like a good fit. I did get a key for Tunic. I'd like to play Tunic. They're remaking Beyond Good and Evil, or doing a remaster, so I might subject you all to that, because again, that's a very short game. I could probably knock that out in a few weeks, so I might make you experience that game. There's a lot of good games. There's a lot of games I'm interested in. I want to play Chants of Sennaar at some point because it's inspired by Captain Blood, and that's amazing to me. I haven't played Bug Fables. Is that the one that's Paper Mario-esque? Because it could happen. I do need to... if we ever have like a stream where we're having a bad day and we just need to chill, I'll just put on the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake soundtrack and we can experience those guitars together. Because I'm told there's guitars and Vivian gets a theme song. Are there guitars in Vivian's theme song? They don't have to be for me to like it. I'm just wondering. Speaking of bug adventures, I do want to try Hollow Knight, but I'm a little concerned about gameplay blobs. Gameplay walls that I can't overcome. So, but that's on my list because all of my friends love it. Someday we'll be able to play more Final Fantasy VII. I'm not familiar with Franken, so I don't know. There's a lot of games. There's just so many games I want to play. I've decided not to play Chicory, because I just don't think it's the right game. I don't think I'm the right player for it, but it seems lovely. I have had people asking me to get back to Final Fantasy XIV in a while. What I need to do is I need to take all of the videos that I recorded 2 or 3 years ago of me playing through Stormblood and cut them down into one video that I can put up. And in the process of doing so, I'll remember what happened in Stormblood because it's been several years and my memory has problems. And then I can record the second half of Stormblood. I can play through it. And then we'll see if we want to stream Shadowbringers. But yeah, there's so many video games out there, so many games. I do have to emphasize to people that I have a broad definition of horror that centers around the content of the game rather than the gameplay, because that has been a point of contention in the past. Rain World. Yeah, the slug cats are really cute, and I know somebody who did some music for it, but I don't think that's my jam. I guess it's lore to experience, but I don't know. There's so many games that I get overwhelmed, which is part of why I just had to pick some and be like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I will admit, I have been wondering what happens next in Disco Elysium lately, but I don't know if I'm wondering enough to actually pick Disco Elysium back up. So maybe someday. Maybe when I have mentally, emotionally, and physically healed from the various health ailments that have plagued me and made me less able to withstand other people's bullshit. Sorry. And also more susceptible to seeing issues where they're not intended by others. Maybe I'll be able to resume streaming Disco Elysium, or at least play it. So I haven't forgotten about that. Oh, that's right. The DLC for Talos Principle, the DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay, I have to do that because my roommate and I are going to get the Horizon Lego game and play it together, and I have to not be spoiled. Oh my god, you can play as Erend and put a stupid costume on him and then shoot T-Rexes with a shark cannon. I'm so excited. I'm very excited. Okay, so you have to understand, I don't care about gameplay. So if a game is fun because of the gameplay, I won't stream it because it's just not for me. And literally the only thing that motivates me in games is story and characters. That could be, Jason. I have thought about doing that as well. But I don't think I could handle the game right now anyway, because it's a very intense experience. But I might try that and see how that goes. As it is, the entire my entire Disco Elysium stream is still hidden. Which, by the way, if you would like to watch it, it's unlisted. I will happily give the unlisted link to anyone who asks for it. I just don't want random people on YouTube discovering it and leaving comments that make me feel uncomfortable. I just get really tense and anxious when I see I've got a comment on a Disco Elysium video. So that's a problem that I have. Okay, I've streamed Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess is the only one where, like, the gameplay, I was like, oh, this is finally a 3D Zelda that suits me. I really liked it. I hated the gameplay of Wind Waker so much. Oh my god, the boat. Part of why I've given up on Chicory is that somebody who was playing through it, because I had talked about it, she was like, so it makes me think of the boat in Wind Waker. But you liked Wind Waker. I was like, but I love the boat as a character. I hate sailing in that game. I'm interested in Breath of the Wild, but like, no, open world games and I are not the bestest of friends. So play the Horizon games. Those work. They have lots of story. And I think I figured out how to stream them pace-wise. So yeah, we might, basically, so the thing is, I might go to Texas for a little while, and I've got some stuff coming up with my band and things in the summer. So that's part of why I'm making sure that I'm playing things that I play on my computers. So like, I was a Teenage Exocolonist, should be pretty small. It comes on my laptop with me. And then, oh god, I do not have the patience for farming games unless I'm playing them with friends. Let's see. So I have played Link to the Past ad nauseum. So I never got very far in Link's Awakening because I was a kid when it first came out and I wasn't any good at it. And I've thought about playing through it these days, seeing if I do better now that I've beaten multiple Zeldas and also Dark Souls. I don't think I know Heaven's Vault. Yes, there's a list. By the way, there's a list. You can put things on the list. You can view what's on the list. There's a cluster of games at the top of the list that have maybe written on them, and those are Lauren's, like, oh, I might actually, like, that's the list that, like, the things that I've been considering on my short list. Wait, an adventure game about linguistics and you have a robot buddy? You do know how to speak my language. I do want to play Chants of Sennaar, speaking of linguistics games. Oh, I love anthropology stuff. Man, okay, yeah, so the problem is there's too many good video games. And Talos Principle 2 came out. I hate puzzle games. Have I told you about the Talos Principle? Can I tell you about the Talos Principle? Would you like to know about the Talos Principle? Ask me about the Talos Principle. The game that single-handedly gave me spatial reasoning skills that I have been deficient in for my entire life, to such a degree that growing up they commented on it at school. I really love the Talos Principle. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, I did play Unpacking. It's on there somewhere. YouTube is not... It is hard. You cannot easily just go looking through my stuff on YouTube. Like, you have to, like, search in my videos to find things. YouTube doesn't want to serve up things that are not going to get tons of views. So they've periodically just buried my videos, and then they'll come back and people will be like, how did I not see this? I've been watching you for years and I love this game. And I'm like, algorithms. So yeah, if you search for it, if you're like, has Lauren played this game? Search for it on my channel and it's probably there. If you search for Disco Elysium, you will not find it. For that, come ask me on the Discord. I will hook you up. You are allowed to watch it. Do not feel guilty about watching it. Just understand that I took it down because I get stressed out. So, yes, Discourse Elysium on the Discord Elysium. We've got this. Brilliant game. Has some weird fans, and I was not in an emotional state to deal with it, so I feel so much better with it unlisted. Well, I'm glad that you found my Majora's Mask VODs, and I'm glad that you found my channel, and I'm sorry that I've been talking for half an hour about whatever this is. But maybe I'll just like timestamp it and just be like, Lauren talks about stuff. But, you know, if there's folks, the thing is, people on YouTube sometimes like to just put things on in the background. And I'm relatively low-key as streamers go, which is really funny. I didn't realize for the longest time why people would say I was low-key. I was like, are you kidding? I get like, oh my god, this thing, and I'm crying, and I'm like turning the music up. But then I started like seeing clips of other people's streams, and I was like, oh yeah, no, my channel is really chill. Never mind. I'm high strung, but my channel is not. I mean, look at this screen. We have a background. We have boring text and a chat box. And then this little doodle that I made because I like ivy on things. I woodwinded. I guess I'm a woodwind. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm happy for folks to hang out and put things on in the background. Never apologize for lurking. You're fine. Yes, it is. It is good to know. It is good to know that folks knew that I was going to not be done early tonight. Oh, yes, 2 unpacking videos. Yeah, I've thought occasionally about making a WordPress page that just like sorts out all of my stuff. So you can just go to like laurentheflute.com or whatever and just be like, here's all of Lauren's things, because I do fan fiction and I do fan art and I do fan music and I stream games, and I don't know, I just have things. I have a video essay. I want to make more eventually. There may be audio fiction in our future, so look forward to that. I just do lots of stuff. Okay. I have a problem, and that is that I like to make stuff and I have ADHD, but I'm better off than a lot of people with ADHD. I'm actually able to finish things and to focus somewhat. So I haven't played Mother 1 because I've heard it's super grindy, and that Mother 2 basically does what it tried to do, but better, mostly. Although it did give us the music that went into the Catherine Warwick album, and therefore I do love it. But I would probably be willing to play a fixed up fan remake of it. Depending. The Mother fandom is great. They are! No, I love them. The reason why I stream is because of the Mother fandom. Because I made a cover of Pollyanna, and all the Earthbound fans were super nice, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to make a cover of the 8 Melodies stuff because you guys are nice. And I also am obsessed with the 8 Melodies from Mother 1 on that album. And I know there's melodies in Earthbound, so I'll write lyrics. And then, what's this game mean to you? And people were like, friendship, love, being there for the people who matter to me. Like recognizing that I can do things even if they're hard. And I was just like, wait a minute, I thought this was the stupid "this game stinks" game. Why are you all talking about such wholesome, wonderful things? And I was like, fine. I wanted to try streaming. Let's just stream Earthbound and see what happens. And that's why we're here. Yeah. My 8 Melodies cover did bring in a bunch of people. It was fun. I think it's good to be able to walk away from things you're not enjoying, as long as you don't have to do them. But I try to enjoy things as much as I can, and I try to get something out of them, even if it's not 100% my jam. I got something out of playing Stray, and I thought that game was terrible, so I'm the only person on the planet who does, but I did. Good night, Kroner. Thanks for being here. I should probably get ready for bed, too, because I got like 4 hours of sleep last night. I had a combination of insomnia and waking up like 3 or 4 hours later, something like that, from a bad dream, and then like getting like another hour of sleep. So this is a whole thing. Somebody wrote a Stray Murderbot crossover. That would probably improve Stray. That would absolutely improve Stray. That would be great as long as it's written well. So Well, I'm glad that you joined us, Mistwalker. I had feelings tonight. I was wondering, I was like, I haven't spent months and months and months and months of my life obsessing over this game. Am I going to cry if something sad happens? There were guitars. So that helped. But yeah, they did a good job with their characterization, so I did manage to like them enough to cry. You get to see my mascara smudge and everything. Oh my god, when I played Final Fantasy X at the end, there were just these like streaks down my cheeks. It was great. They're a good game. So thank you all for joining, for not giving up on me, even though I took a big long break. I'm going to try not to take breaks like that. I may have some flexibility where I'm like, I'm streaming earlier, like on Tuesdays for the next 2 weeks or something like that. So like, don't be surprised if there's some flexibility, but it may be like flexibility versus stopping. Yes, I can get, I don't know if I'll replay through Deltarune Chapter 1 when 3 plus come out, because I actually remember 1 now. I put together that Toby Fox video, which meant that I had to rewatch my old videos. I remember all the stuff that I love, so I feel like I know Chapter 1 pretty well, and Chapter 2 okay. So we may not replay the entirety of Deltarune in order to play 3, but we'll see how many more years it takes Toby Fox to finish that with his new team, but I'm excited. Yeah. Okay. I have been talking about various things for like 40 minutes. I should probably shut down so I can get some sleep. Thank you, Jason. I'm glad. I feel like we did good, and I feel good, I think, about the games we're going to play. Eiyuden is going to be interesting because that's one that should be 100% in my wheelhouse. And I have lots of thoughts and opinions and feelings about things connected to it going into it. So we'll see how that shapes that experience. So if you are not familiar with Eiyuden, it is a JRPG created by the people who made Suikoden, which is a very story-heavy JRPG series that started on the PlayStation 1 and continued through the PlayStation 2. I think 5 was a PS2 game. But there were 5 games that came out. We don't talk about the third one. But they're very, very... don't talk about the fourth one. No, the third one is great. We don't talk about the fourth one. But they're very, very emotional, very, very story-driven games. I would always say Suikoden is about the human cost of war. And I don't know if Eiyuden is going to be that exactly. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to experiencing it and seeing what the team has done. It's Murayama's final game. He unfortunately passed away, and I have a cover I would like to finish putting together for Suikoden, but in his honor. But so that's what we'll be tackling on Thursdays. We'll see how much patience I have for JRPGs I've never played before. Oh, that's totally fine, Mistwalker. And if you put me on fast mode, then you're a chipmunk. You go into chipmunk mode. That's a thing I learned during Disco Elysium that people do sometimes if they watch the VODs. If they speed it up, then you watch chipmunk mode. But it's totally fine. I understand attention span and life and stuff. Put me on in the background whenever you can. I'm happy for that. But yeah, and then I Was a Teenage Exocolonist is, I think it's a visual novel. I think it's queer. I don't know if it's a cyberpunk dystopia or fully automated luxury space communism. So obviously I don't know much about it because those are like two opposite things, but we'll find out together. So it'll be an adventure, but the writing is good. It's primarily about writing and making choices, like the story, the characters, and making choices. And apparently it's one that you replay, which is why I think it's a visual novel. But I don't know. We'll find out. It'll be interesting. I don't know what else I've got on Steam, but we'll find out once we beat that eventually. Video games, man. But we did good. I came back and I beat Undertale Yellow, and I did fine because my health is not terrible like it was a month and a half ago. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. I hope that you have a lovely weekend. If it is your Pride weekend this weekend, I hope you have a great time with it. If it's not, that's fine. Our Pride weekend is the weekend after that. So we'll see. Try to take care of yourselves and love yourselves, and remember the difference between justice and vengeance. Because Undertale Yellow would want you to. Clover would want you to. Would you let Clover down? You wouldn't let Clover down. All right. Good night, folks. I'll see you later. Maybe I'll post up some music. You never know. Maybe we'll even do a music concert one of these days. All right. Good night. Bye.